Hello, my friends. We're back again, and this time it's a tournament report from my own tournament. That's right. Because somebody dropped out and I had to play the ringer. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take photographs anyway, despite the fact I'm TOing this, playing in it, and trying to fix the fact that lunch didn't arrive. But that's fine. So it's the Bullrun, the Birmingham Bullrun. The second one, as you can see from this large screen with a poorly rendered image on it. I didn't realise it was so badly rendered because it's actually just a Facebook cover. Anyway, it's called that because I live in a town called Birmingham. And it's got a big shopping centre in it called the Bullring, because there used to be a bull ring here or something. I don't really care, it's just a thing. A bit of fun. So you get a special character, which is the bull. This time he is a Minotaur. I like a special character. Some people don't like them. I rather do. So he's large infantry chap, and you roll a dice every turn, and he has either hubris, pride, or lust. One of those. Anyway, one of them is defense 3, so he drops from 5 to 3. He's only got 3 attacks anyway. And then one of them he's got 7 attacks, and one of them he's ensnaring. So he can either be good or not so good each turn. He's not really game breaking anyway. He's dash 14 nerve, something like that. Movement 6. So yeah, just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun here. Just a bit of fun. So I was playing my ringer list, which is my ringer list. It's a Forces of Nature list based on the stuff that I happen to have left in the cupboard. And no greater air elementals, I'm afraid, because I don't have any. So it's mainly a list I need to be easy, because if I'm TOing, it means that I'm also, playing the game, but then trying to write all the scores down and sort out any rule queries and trying to fix the fact that lunch didn't turn up. Stuff like that. So it needed to be simple. So it's a very durable kind of grindy list. 2 hordes of forest shamblers who are buffed by 2 other characters. So over here, they're buffed by Kapoka because he has an aura of phalanx for Verdant only. He's also got heal. And the tree herder, who is a Wiltfather, he's got aura of vicious, as well as Cloak of Death. So the forest shamblers get a lot better. So that. We've got a horde of air elementals, which is like with a hammer of measured force, which I think is good. A horde of earth elementals, 2 troops of centaur bray hunters. These are the shooty guys. There's some chaff. A beast of nature with wings and 7 attacks, because that's how they come. And then a glade walker druid, who I tooled up with surge and hex, but he's another heal caster. His nature imbalance means that he gets to reroll 1s if there's an elemental unit within 6 inches, which I forget about a lot. And then a unicorn, who I also gave Bastion to, just to make it kind of a very supporty tool. So, kind of elite. It's a 1995 tournament. I forgot to say that, 1995. 11 units, but very, very durable. Very durable. So, so let's see how we go. So my first game was against another Steve, who I haven't played before, but I do know. And he's bought his Salamanders, which is good. I like Salamanders, and let's have a look at his list. So he's got a regiment of ancients. He has... Whoa, that's the way steady on there. He's got a horde of ceremonial guards. So these are guys with phalanx, defense 5, 30 attacks, which is nice. He's given Chalice of Wrathtooth, so the Fury. A horde of fire elementals. A horde of Scorchwings. I don't see hordes very often. Many troops, just me. A horde of Rhinosaur cavalry, it's a striding. By the way, but the other thing is, this is not Big Red Book rules. Big Red Book only just came out when he had this tournament, which is a couple of weeks ago. So this is the old rules. It's not really relevant, but you might see a Potion of the Caterpillar every now and then. 2 regiments of Ember Sprites, some scouting chaff, a greater fire elemental, a mage priest with Bane Chant, heal, and surge. And then the Whispering Scales formation, which is 2 regiments of Salamander Primes with defense 4, crush 2. And a battle captain, and he gets an aura of Pathfinder for heavy infantry and elite for these guys. These are elite when he's near them, so it's pretty good. So nice. Only a little bit less elite than mine, 12 units, but that's pretty good for 1995. And let's see, the battlefield that we had a sneak peek of. This is all my terrain that I made. Isn't that nice? Unfortunately, this is one of the PVC mats, so there you go. Could have planned that better. So all the battlefields are relatively similar. So with this is this is not a completely different one I'm talking about. This is like a height 9, whatever, piece of blocking terrain. Height 3 hill, height 3 hill. I think there's a height 4 blocking terrain, possibly even lower. 2 height 0 or flat pieces of difficult terrain. Some height 2 walls. And then height 6 forests over here. And we are playing Ransack. What's that scenario, I hear you say? Well, my friends, this is a version 2 scenario you may or may not remember. And you start with 1 token in the center. Here it is, worth 1 point. And then you each have a 2-point and a 1-point token, which you put down in turn, rolling off to see who puts it down. And these are objectives, not loot. And so there's a 2, there's a 2, there's a 1, and there's a 1. Okay? So as you can see, you can only score 7 maximum in the scenario. And this is how we deployed. And there has been so much scouting going on because there is scout all over the place in these 2 lists, which is kind of fun. So Steve put all of his kind of punchy stuff here. So these are the, we'll come back. These are the Whispering Gales guys with their battle captain, right? And they scout, and these are the Ember Sprites who also scout. There's the Fire Elementals and the Mage Priest. All right. Then in the center of this is his Horde, and this is the Inspiring guys. There's a Fire Elemental. And then over here, Scorchwings and Rhinosaurs. Okay. So as we were deploying, I put my Beast of Nature, which is this guy. This is, his bull is here, I think. We'll see that in a minute. That's my bull, who's actually a Ratkin Brute, because despite this being my tournament, I didn't make a bull for it. Whoops. So I put the Beast of Nature and the bull over here in order to trick him into putting more things here, which I think he did. My plan, you see, is to go for these ones. That's my plan. Because 2, 3, 4, and I win. Right? And I put down my scouty things in the middle. So these are my Shamblers. That's Kapoka. That's the Tree Herder. Wiltfather. So I put them in the middle. And then over on the other side, I've got my Earth Elementals, the Air Elementals. That's the Glade Walker Druid. And these guys are the Centaurs. So the plan here is, I think I out-durable these guys. I'm going to run a merry chase with the Beast of Nature to make these guys distracted as long as possible. And I'm going to try and out-grind in the middle this. And I hopefully will win on this side. So that means I should get this. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that, if I'm honest. Maybe this one. So that's the plan. Let's see how we go. And I win turn 1, or I think he gives me turn 1. Anyway, such is life. There's his bull. This is actually a bull. And so I shamble forward on the left because we're all shambling. And we come forward on the right, so just keeping out of charge for the first turn, not really caring. This is B for Bastion, so I cast Bastion on this unit to give them all a nice high nerve, just in case anything untoward happens. And on the right-hand side, I play silly buggers, and I come and hide behind the woods, just poking out. And this guy, who is inspiring as well, by the way, so he's a nice inspiring source for my Beast of Nature, just comes and hides here. And then I have cast Weakness, I believe, on these guys, because they do shoot. That's what this little token here means. So there we go. And then I hexed the Fire Elemental, as you can see, so he couldn't even fireball me first turn. Well, he could be in trouble. Actually, he couldn't, because he can't move and fireball. So a cautious move forward, and then a slightly more aggressive move forward on the right here. So one of the Whispering Scales units comes up here, ready to kind of charge off the hill there. And everything else comes forward a little bit, so just shielding nicely. So that's a nice shielding from the Ember Sprites to the flank there, so I can't come and whack him. And that's some shooting. Who's that from? Oh, Scorchwings, of course. Scorchwings. So Scorchwings, 3 points of damage onto my Air Elementals, which is very mean. I've got so much heal, it doesn't really matter. Turn 2! So we carry on this nonsense. I didn't realise these guys are shambling. Find out pretty soon. And a slight retreat here, because I don't wish to be charged off a hill, and I'm just playing a waiting game for as long as possible. Meanwhile, I send the Unicorn over here because I think I might need some extra healing onto these guys just in case. And all that damage comes off, so that's fun. And then, on Steve's response, you see, what he's done is he's moved the Ember Sprites over here 1 inch away from my Beast of Nature. Because he means to surge. But then he forgot to move his Mage Priest anywhere near. And so he finished moving, he did some rolls and went, oh no, we moved it in the wrong place. That's annoying, isn't it? I think that's the Mage Priest actually. But he couldn't see them because he knew that if he moved him out to surge and then didn't do any damage, he's going to get eaten. So I think that's what he chose. Anyway, whatever. That's just how he came forward in the middle. So he's just, pushing the advantage. So all these 3 guys coming to say hi. I think what he's done here is he has given me a triple charge onto this horde. So triple charges on hordes are fun. And then his Scorch Wings have come into the air elementals. So I'm not quite sure why I've shown you that angle. Oh, that's that's a fireball. Fireball from the fire elemental onto my Centaur Bray Hunters for 2 damage. That's what that is. There you go. So they just breathed fire on him instead for 1 damage, and he didn't care. However, the Scorch Wings did do 7 damage onto my air elementals, which was not very nice. A bit mean, frankly. Anyway. So we countercharged, obviously. Countercharge there. Earth elementals. Do we surge them? I can't remember. I think we might focus on healing. Not important. Because the Bray Hunters have popped off to hold up the Rhinosaurs for a turn with their 2 damage. Is their job finished? Is that the end of that turn? Oh, no, that's me showing you the dice. I've done it again. I've taken a photo of the dice. Too late. Anyway, there's my triple charge, which I was very excited about. So I can't remember what order it all went in, but Tree Herder, the Wiltfather goes into these defense 6 guys. And we triple attack here. It's not ideal. This is the way we had to do it because of the way the charge is balanced out. So these guys don't get the vicious aura. So that's not ideal. And these guys have phalanx. So they're hitting on like 7s. Terrible. And what's it called? Beast of Nature's swanned off over here. And he's swanned off over here. So this is like super distraction. Because at the moment I'm distracting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units with those 2. So that's great. Fire Elementals can pivot and surge, but it's such a massive surge for his 1 surge. I thought it was fairly safe. He wasn't going to get 7 dice out of 8 rolled. And there's the Tree Herder's damage. Slightly irritating. It's another token, not dice damage person. Guys, look. Please don't use little rings and tokens for your damage. No one knows what they mean. No one knows what they mean. I have no idea what this green thing means. What does it mean? No idea. Could be anything. Did I do no damage? 1 damage? 1 billion damage? I couldn't tell you. And obviously I did surge. There you go. There's my surge. I think Unicorn healed. Gladewater Druid surged. And so we got a nice surge into the flank there to finish him off. So a couple of points of damage off with a heal. And we walloped them. There you go. Rah! We didn't, however, do any damage to the Rhinosaurs, unsurprisingly. So they're going to squish me next turn. And then we did, it could be anything. It could be, I think the yellows might be 1. Are they 5? In which case I did 13 damage. Off of all of those units, which is appallingly low. It could be anything. I could have done bajillion damage. It doesn't matter. They didn't die. Guys, just use dice. Please. Please. Do it for me. Anyway. So, on the return for turn 3, there's a counter charge here. Fire Elemental comes into the Earth Elementals. And the Bull comes into the Air Elementals. Who knows? What he had this turn, whether it was defense 3 and snare or 7 attacks. I think it was defense 3, maybe, I don't know. And there's a counter charge onto this horde of Forest Shamblers from these guys. And obviously, counter charge here. And then Spinner. So this is the Whispering Scales Commander, whatever he's called. And he decides to try and stop this Beast of Nature being so irritating. And stick something sharp up its bottom, which isn't very nice. Everything else is now turning around and realising that they've been had by my cunning shenanigans, and we're wondering about. There is a 2-point token there, so it's not quite that bad. But also there's a flank here, so if I don't start killing things, it's going to be bad. Why have they got 3 damage? Who? Fire Elementals? Could they ever shoot? No, these guys. There you go. These guys have shot at those Forest Shamblers, and 3 damage, which is an outrageously high amount of damage, frankly. 1 damage, however, onto Wiltfather, who doesn't care. However, this horde does die, unfortunately, to that attack from the giant horde here, which is annoying. I think maybe there's a Bane chant that came off that Mage Priest, which helped. So they're hitting 3s and 3s, whatever. And then he sidesteps very handily. So this base is where they actually are. Lots of spiky spears. which means that there's no flanks going on there. Quite unpleasant. And there's no damage here. That's right. So the bull didn't do any damage with his 3 attacks, which means I can fly, which is very fun. And the earth elementals took 4 damage from the fire elemental. Shall be healing that later. However, my centaurs nobly did die, unfortunately. There you go. Turn 4, on we go. So I fly from here right into the flank of the ancients because they need to die. I send the unicorn, who's been hanging around. Unicorn's rather handy in combat. We've got Crush One, Thunder One into the rhinosaurs to hold them off. And we countercharge with the earth elementals into the greater fire elemental. And I'm going to do a bit of healing here. Poker's just hanging around. Oh, he's got heal and weakness, so he's probably throwing a bit of that around. Bit of heal, a bit of weakness. And then we take a new charge into this horde to try and finish it off once and for all with its, I don't know how many damage it's got, let's say 13. Notice the beast of nature. He's having fun being threatening in the back. So he's ignored the attack, which did do 2 points of damage, and he's just kind of wandered off again. So he's out of charge range of these fire elementals, and also probably out of surge range. He can be attacked again, but by that point it's going to be smushy time. That's where we are. Also got the my bull still hanging around. Hey guys. And this is how we end up. So we got query. I mean, maybe it's 3, 4 damage, maybe all damage, 2. Who knows? Who cares? Here, the earth elementals have also done. I mean, it's really making this narrative quite difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. Some damage to the fire elemental. However, we do kill. I can say that definitively. The ancients there. The air elementals, which is these horde of airy hands, the flowers are the front. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. They're facing this way. Okay, and the Wiltfather's facing that way. So we're going to come and help stuff down here. We've got an extra colour, which I think is jolly fun, but I still couldn't tell you what it means. I do remember, however, that they were wavered this turn, which is great because they've got Chalice of Wrath. So I failed to kill them again. It's just, I think that's a wavering token. Anyway, we're going to get flanked. So that's bad news for me. Who knows how much damage I did. Maybe that's a 15? And what's a green one? What's a green one? Oh, no, that's just the thing. So if there's a 5 each, the purple are 5, 16 damage. So I would have done, if they had 3 damage off of what? That doesn't seem right to me. Not with Cloak of Death as well. So, sorry, everyone. Anyway, so then this happens. So this is painful. So on the counter charges, he comes into the centaurs with the horde, which seems mean. And then this poor forest shambler horde is getting fire elementals in the flank and whispering scales in the rear. A rear charge. We love a rear charge. Naturally, they evaporate. And then over there, there's a bit shooting on the bull, but he's alright. A little bit more damage back onto the earth elementals. Still fine. Going to get rear charged quite soon, though. And the unicorn heals its last point of damage and dies like the dog it is. It's not a dog, it's a unicorn. Okay, and naturally everything in the middle explodes into tiny forest shambler shaped pieces. So we are on to, that's the same photo again. Turn 5. Off we go. So rather than taking the air elementals into the rhinosaurs, I take them into the rear of the greater fire elemental because I really need these earth elementals to be free. Free me! Free me! And then, so Tree Herder comes into the big horde, which he should finish off because they're on query, some damage, not sure. And then the Beast of Nature flies over into the flank. So he does his best to position things so I can't get flanks and rears and such, but he did miss this one, unfortunately. There are plenty of heroes I could have taken on, but that would have been suicide. But I did manage to find a flank that he'd missed, so I go into the Whispering Scales there. And then the bull just kind of cowardly hides in the woods because there's no point attacking here. This one's going to kill him. So a bit more heal there, so he's just like constantly healing these guys. The Wiltfather does manage to kill off the horde, which is super. And the Beast of Nature kills off the other one. So now it's looking, while it was looking a bit desperate a moment ago, now it's looking rather delicious because there's lots of death going on. We also kill the fire elemental, which means that I can shield my earth elementals with the air elementals. All right, that's where we are. It doesn't mean this guy's coming into the flank, but I think we'll be fine. So, yep, so there's a turn and a surge. This is a weakness token, by the way, because I think Kapoka's just been throwing out weakness like it's going out of fashion. So a turn and surge, and then this guy comes off the hill here into to help out on my Beast of Nature. Bit more shooting there, it's still okay. 8 damage though onto the Beast of Nature, which is a lot, but we don't die, which is fantastic news. Father's over here. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of give you an idea, is I am currently, believe it or not, in a position to win, which is good, but it's very close, and it could well be a draw. So this token is obviously other Steve's, that's his. This one is the contentious one, because this Beast of Nature is holding things off getting it. Whereas over on this side, the Wiltfather can come over and grab this one, that's solid, and then my Earth Elementals just need to hold off the Rhinosaurs who killed the Air Elementals on that countercharge long enough to claim this 2-point token. If I do that, I can win, but I need to hold off for another turn in the centre. Let's see. Turn 6. So Earth Elementals come into the Rhinosaurs. This is more than 3. So currently I am holding that token. I am taking a rear charge though if I don't kill them. And over here, Wiltfather, as promised, goes this way. Kapoka is doing his best to weaken things and heal stuff. I think he throws a heal this way. We heal 1 point of damage. Good job. And I think it's a counter charge into the fire elementals because that's the best chance I got with the query Halfman damage. You know. And then on the right hand side, the bull decides to stop hanging around and go into some Ember Sprites to see what he can do. And the answer is not much. I think, is that 2 damage? Who cares? That's just showing some stuff. What's it showing? Oh, that's his response. So obviously I didn't do it. Oh, maybe I was wavered. Maybe I was wavered. Who knows? Wavered? I was not very well anyway. So he turned this way just to make sure nothing bad was going to happen to him. And over here, it looks like I did do some damage. Looks like they're on 7 or 8 maybe. Not enough though, so we get a counter charge and a rear charge into my Earth Elementals, who are on 0 damage thanks to the magnificent healing of this Druid. So, let's see how we do. Oh, the Beast of Nature dies, and then he gets the most colossal overrun. That's a 6, which puts him well into this token. So now, at the end of turn 6, it's a draw. Because he's managed to retain this token for 2. He's killed my Beast of Nature and overrun a massive 6 to grab this 1. So he's back. Oh, I don't think he didn't do enough damage here. Have I got a photo of it? Yeah, 7 damage, but he doesn't kill them. So despite the fact that he's got this guy in the back, I've held onto the token, right? So it's a draw at the end of turn 6. He's still alive. We don't care about him. But then there's a turn 7. Dramatic. And I kill them. I kill the Rhinosaurs in the counter charge, which is just as well because now I can turn to face. I'm healed back down to 4. And all is well with the world. So I've got those 3. But there's nothing I can do about the centre. I do manage to kill these Ember Sprites here. But it is a noble draw. And under my exciting scoring system, we both get 3. Because it's a draw, right? So it's 3 for me and 3 for Steve. And then for kills, we counted up. And I got 3. I managed to kill most of his army. You have to kill more than, I think, 1,500 points in 1995. You get an extra 3. So I got a 6 and Steve got a 5. So there you go. Not bad. So to get 6 when the maximum score is a 10, I think is pretty great. It shows kind of how bloodthirsty the battlefield was. Okie dokie, on to game 2. I would say I've just spent, obviously, 20 minutes moaning about how Steve counted his wounds. He's a very nice man. And there was no confusion when we were playing because I simply said, how many wounds had they got? And he'd go 13 or 16 or whatever. But I'm only moaning from a battle reporting point of view. Sorry, Steve. He's a great guy. I genuinely am not just saying that. He is a really, really nice chap. So, on to game 2. It's worth saying also, let's take a small sidetrack. Obviously, I was organising the event. Lunch was supposed to arrive towards the end of that game. It didn't. And when I phoned the cafe, they had no record of my order. Thanks, Uber Eats. So then I had to drive. So I then put the order in again. They phoned me freaking out. And I had to drive over, talk to them, sort it out. My wonderful wife came over with my son. Thank you, Christine. she came to pick up the lunch and deliver it to everyone halfway through this game. So Jeff, who's my next opponent with his ogres, just the most patient man in the world for putting up with me literally pausing our game halfway to go and distribute sandwiches to everyone and just being so distracted the whole time. So, what a stand-up guy, and I'm really very appreciative to my opponents for being so patient with their substandard ringer playing a substandard game. So, on to Jeff's list. So he has very shooty ogres. So 3 hordes of boomers, a horde of hunters, a mammoth, who's the big deal. So for that nice brutal 2 aura. Red goblin slashers, 2 red goblin. I love a red goblin slash. Don't see them enough. I think they're kind of pricey. But there we go. This is pre-big red book, so they get, I don't know what they get. They get something, don't they? So 2 of those. An ogre warlock with drain life and conjurer's staff. And then Kuzlo Madfall and Nomagorok. So, very elite. 10 units. Very, very elite ogres. Really, all ogres are kind of punchy, I guess, but no siege breakers in this list. So, let's see what we can do against this. This is my board, one of my favourite boards, actually. We've got the units on it, sorry about that. But one of my favourite boards. So it's like a seaside board, I guess. So this is flat, difficult terrain. There's another one somewhere hiding. Here it is. Flat, difficult terrain. This is height 6 blocking, as is this. Shipwreck, height 6 blocking. And we have a height 3 hill. Height 3 hill. I'm very proud of my hills. They're really cool. And we've got a height 2 wall. Another height 2 wall here. And a couple of height 6 forests, which are kind of cute. However, we are playing, I've not written on this thing, so I'm going to write it now in pen. Here we go. Plunder, which is one of my favourite of the loot token scenarios. It says when you have 5 loot tokens, here they are, down the centre of the board, and then you roll off and you choose one of them to be worth 2 points. So Jeff chose this one in the forest, hence the mission tree, and I chose this one on this side. So let's have a look at how we deploy. So we deploy like this. So Jeff has gone heavy, heavy, heavy down this side. So his strategy is clearly these 4. Right, that's what he's going to do. And he has a very good chance, if I'm being frank with you. Because, so he's got his, these are all boomers. And that's, I think, that's the warlock with drain life, and that's Nomagorok, right? These are the hunters. And then he's got his, like, little set. So this is his bud in the middle. It's a very cool little model. I've had that model, and I don't know what to do with it. I gave it away, maybe. So 2 slashers here, and the big deal there. And this is Kuzlo on this side. So he's really committing heavily to his big block here, keeping this token. And also he's going to get his ensnaring hunters into the 2 point. And these guys have that one, right? 4 points, win, bosh. Whereas I have deployed on the opposite side. So it often happens. We're going to do a nice kind of car. He's going to come around like this. I'm going to come around like this. So this is same as before, distraction tactic. Here's my Beast of Nature and Bull. And I've got air elementals with a Gladewalker Druid to support, and one of the centaurs. Then here's my scouting guys. So these are the Shamblers, and there's Kapoka, and there's the Wiltfather. And on the right hand side, nice and durable, earth elementals with some centaurs and a unicorn. So I think we can probably take Kuzlo, despite his cool abilities, for this 1 point token. So that's secure for me. That's 2 point token rather, so 2 for me. I think I'm alright with. These guys I'm going to scout forward and claim ownership on this one, and then it's really what's going to happen with this middle one, isn't it? So these guys are going to claim that one, but they're also going to have to fight off these guys for that one. So who knows what will happen? That side I have properly lost. super, super lost, because there's so much shooting there. Okay, on we go. So turn 1, that's scouting, so I scout up. I thought they were objectives. I didn't scout far enough to pick it up, and I really should have done anyway. It's my scenarios, right? I wrote the pack. I should know. Jeff wins first turn, and he takes it. So he comes forward super heavy. These boomers grab a token. His hunters are hiding behind the woods, so they can't be air elementaled. And those are shooting from the slashers. So the slashers got some nice long range shooting. He went 1 on the centaurs, 1 on the bull. Neither of them. Oh, 2 on the bull. Steady on. How did that happen? Goodness knows. Anyway, they're alright. So for my turn, I hex Nomagorok. Yay, hex. I love hex on ogres. and I weakened this slasher, which I think we forgot about when we went to do its damage. Doesn't matter. And then there are... Guys, it's another token wound person. Grrr. I shan't moan again, but I didn't feel appropriate to moan at Jeff because he was being so kind. Anyway, what shot? So I've got these are shooting. There's only 8 shots on 5s. Is that them? Did they have the turn of a century? It looks like they did. Because that to me looks like 3 wounds off of their 8 shots, which is gross. Good job, Centaurs, turn 2. So, off we go. I do what? Why would I do that? Ah, have I killed something? What am I doing? I'm so crazy. Oh no, I know what I did. Didn't take a picture of it. I was too excited. I took a flank. I took the flank. That's why there's so many wounds on them. I didn't shoot them. I hit them badly. The Beast of Nature saw this flank, and I decided what I want to do with all of these people. I want to spend as much time as possible dealing with me, while I try and sneak this token away. So I come in and I flank here. Choo choo into the flank of the booms. That's what happened. And there we go. Look, you can see it. I just missed it because I'm stupid. Everything else is facing. He can shoot me, of course, but he's only going to shoot me with 2 boomers and a drain life, which is a lot. So we'll see. Anyway. And I did, I mean, it looks like 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. There's an orange one is 5. I'm going to guess it's 5 plus 3, which in my book equals 8 damage. Anyway, they're fine. And he chose not to countercharge because that's sensible. Instead, he turned around and he's going to shoot the living snot out of my Beast of Nature. Boo! Over on this side, this happened. That is to say, nothing. And then he jumped his bull forward and grabbed the token, balancing there nicely. So he sacrificed his bull to get hold of the token, knowing he's got these guys who can charge in if I take the charge. Do I take the charge? Of course I do. I still don't know what's happening there. Is it? I mean, I guess he's put... okay, he's put Kuslo outside of charge of these guys. That's what he's done. There you go. I know things. There you go. Tons of shooting on my Beast of Nature. So drain life here, double boomers. 9 points of damage, but he's okay. He survives the turn. Hurrah! And then there's more slashers. Pew, pew, pew. Still okay. And I do take the charge. So here's what I do. So I charge again with the Beast of Nature into these boomers, thinking I'm just going to finish them off, right? And then I move my air elementals to here. It's 1 each way, so I move them up and turn them so that I can surge with my Gladeboard Kajuit into the flank of the hunters, because ensnaring hunters bad, flank of hunters great, because only defense 4. Then the centaurs come in to block the slasher, which allows me to... So my bull goes into the front and these shamblers go into the flank of his bull. So what this means is that he's going to have a tough time with his slasher. I think this one might be able to come forward and then flank here if I don't kill it, but I am going to kill it. And then I've sacrificed 1 shambler unit. But I've got a Wilt Father and another shambler unit, I'm thinking. And then over here, I've simply moved up and I have allowed Kuslo to come down here next turn, but, you know, don't really care because I don't think he's going to do that much. Is that just showing where I charged, or is that showing that I've hexed Nomogrok again? I don't think I hexed Nomogrok again. So I think that's showing that I put them up to maybe 10 wounds. Anyway, it sucked, and I didn't kill them. Ooh, I did, however, kill that guy. So the bull took the token. You can see here the hunters died, by the way. Disappointing I'm not showing that, but the hunters died. Yay, flank. And that's a really big deal. Not the big deal, but it's a big deal, right? The hunters dying is bad because that's pretty much his only really good melee soak up. Yeah, I mean, all ogres are good at it, really, aren't they? Boomers are just as good in combat as they are at shooting. But what that means is that I've now got my elemental shielding. My bull has taken this token and I am legging it that way because I'm shielding with these shamblers against those guys coming in. Yeah. Plus, if they come in and don't kill it, they've got Wilt Father in the flank. No one wants that. I do! Is that impossible 5 damage? God knows how many. Query, some damage. I hit it. Can't shoot anymore. Turn 3! So he's really had it now with my Beast of Nature. How dare you? hit me twice. So he's properly overkilled it. Boomers in the front, boomers in the flank. These guys with their token there. And these guys are coming over to deal with the rest of the battlefield, as is Nomagrok, who's no longer hexed. He's going to do some shooting on my air elementals. And that's pretty much what we predicted would happen. So big deal, and slash it into these shamblers, and the other slasher into these guys. All right. And as I said, Kuslo comes down here. You know, threatening flanks and all that sort of thing. I've got Unicorn though. He's an individual. Had I hit him? Oh, I've been shooting him. Pew pew. Those must be ones. So I think I've done 2 damage with my shooting. Good. Well done me. Oh, no, I haven't got lightning bolt. I've got heal, haven't I? Whatever. However, the other slasher, fed up of hanging around. Oh no, hang on. Who the hell hit him? Oh, it's these guys. Pew! So they came over and shot the living snot out of my Gladewalker Druid. 6 damage, but he's all right. He survived it, which is incredible. So this double drain life or lightning bolts, whatever it is, 3 damage, which is not a lot on the air elementals, so they're okay. However, the Beast of Nature, having nobly sacrificed itself, yeah, he's played his part. However, the slasher, absolutely, crap the bed there. Only 3 wounds onto my centaur. A centaur unit against slashers, brilliant. Good job, guys. Even better, the shamblers last a turn. That is great news, because that means it's Wiltfather flank time, right? And this guy is now going to start making it. So we're really paying off now. So I've got this two tokens I'm about to get with my Earth Elementals. This one I've still got on that Shambler unit. And I've got the contested token that I really wanted to get. And I've got it at the moment safe because I've got this Ring of Protection to allow the bull to leg it. So, on we go. Turn 4. No? Turn 4? Is it? Oh, that's just... we put a tree back on top of the token. We're like, where's the other token? There it is. Pico. Right. So, here's what I do. So, it's my turn 3, not turn 4. It's my turn 3, isn't it? Because you went first. Right. So, here's what I do. Air Elemental, still flying around. We turn once, turn twice. Ready to go into the flank of this Boomer unit. Which should be dead already. Unbelievable. And yep, so it's actually a double flank onto the Big Deal because these guys could also see. So Big Deal is not going to be a big deal for much longer. I think we countercharged here, but I didn't move it properly. Sorry. The bull is legging it. Goodbye! And over here, we're really making life... I decided not to go in with the Unicorn. Instead, I just grabbed the token with the Earth Elementals and we turned like, yay! He's going to come around here, but he's going to get unicorned at some point. That's my surge roll. So, here's the plan. 1 inch away, 1 inch away, 1 inch away, right? So the plan is surge, 1 inch, flank of boomers. Nicely fitting. Right? Brilliant. Let's do it. 8 dice. 8 dice. He was clearly very shocked at being shot in the face by boomers. And I rolled 8 misses. So it's just like, what? No! That's some healing. That's heal from Kapoka. Well done. You can roll. And Bastion from the Unicorn. So everyone's got an extra nerve. What's that? No one knows. Well, that's showing that I've got a token, I guess, maybe. My poor painting. Anyway, the Big Deal is no longer a big deal. He's now a big dead. And there is query some wounds. Is it 5? Is it 1? Is it 203? No one knows. But why have I overrun? Oh, no. Okay, I overran. I haven't charged it. I just overran like that because now we're on team stop you attacking, right? Turn 4. So Jeff comes round. He's gonna sticky tongue my Unicorn maybe or something. I don't know. Well, he does. And then, so countercharge here, because it's the only option, actually, that he has. And obviously a second charge here. Just pulled it her elevator. It was like, oh, hello. So rather than charging him all over, Jeff goes for the shooty option. So a lot of shooting going to come here. Which is good, actually. I'm kind of happy that he didn't just leave one unit to deal with them and come around, because actually the game's over here now. These two don't really matter to me unless I was going for a bigger score, which I'm not. More boomers shooting on this guy. 11 wounds. I mean, a grotesque amount of wounds. 24. And a hex. Oh, that's what Cuslow did. He hexed my unicorn. You've hexed my unicorn. I'm going to charge you in the face. And there you go. What goes around comes around. Hilarious. So, oh, there you go. That's the actual amount of wounds. 18, 19, 20. 21 wounds. 21 wounds on my air elementals. He rolls a double 1, right? And this tournament, in my tournament, you can pay £5 to a local charity. It's a lovely charity. The same charity, by the way, which you support if you buy Death by Dragons merchandise. Death by Dragons merchandise available at the link in the description. All the proceeds from that go to the same charity. So you pay £5 for charity and you get a re-roll, a tournament re-roll, which he also rolled a 1. So a triple 1. Poor Jeff. But, you know, devastated. Elementals, funny though. Yeah, Glade Walker Druid dies though. Why? He did his job, or rather didn't do his job. Loser. And, of course, the Centaurs die. There we go. So he turns like, yay. So blocking, which is nice. It's a very clever little move. So basically this slasher can't get charged next turn. So he's free and easy to do what he likes. So my turn. I decide the Centaur's job is done. They're going to come over here to buy more shielding for things. Earth Elementals are happy because the unicorn's going in. We're going in, boys. I take the charge in front of me because I'm determined to kill this unit on some wounds. 5 to 8. 8 wounds? Let's say 8 wounds. And we double charge this slasher to try and kill it. Why has the Wiltfather got a token? Oh, because I've taken it. Right, so here's what happened. I thought it was a clever move. It might not be clever. So you see where they are now. Before this unit charges, it drops the token precisely here within its base, because you have to drop it within its base, right? And then when it moves, like this, the Wiltfather is like this and picks up the token because Wiltfather has a better nerve and is fearless and is defense 6, so he's the better choice for having that token, in my opinion. And the Bull's legging it. Bye. And we weakened the slasher, who's now free to shoot because he's going to obviously shoot this guy. And we do kill off that unit. Air Elementals having a last-minute reprieve, so this is brilliant. There's, I mean, is it a wound? 2 wounds? Some wounds? Who knows? Turn 5. Whoa, that's exciting. Oh, that's how I reformed. So I reformed. So we killed the slasher. These guys move forward 3 inches. They did a 3-inch overrun, and the Wiltfather did a 3-inch sidestep, 2-inch sidestep, something like that. But they ended up blurrily. That's how I felt after sorting lunch out like that. Yeah. So Cuslow decides he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to fight a unicorn and get smashed by Earth Elementals. He just runs away. Coward. Maybe he's going to turn around and attack this guy. Seems like a good idea. What are they doing? They're falling off a hill. Who knows? So they come down off the hill, I guess, just to sit there. Maybe they're going to pick up that token. These boomers maybe come forwards. Oh, have I not taken some pictures? I didn't take a picture of Jeff's turn. What? I'm so sorry. So, in Jeff's turn, let me tell you what happens. Oh, that was Jeff's turn. I did tell you about Jeff's... No, I didn't. This is very confusing. Turn 5. Jeff's turn 5. Cuslow legs it. These guys come down. And these guys move forward. These guys move forward. Yeah, because they're going to shoot. Okay, and the slasher comes into these guys. So this is actually my turn. This is what has happened. I've just... obviously, the stress of sandwiches and playing has affected my photo-taking ability. So, Cuslow moved up. Slasher came in here. It looks like he did a few wounds, but not enough. Not killed it. There's been some shooting. I think it looks like the boomers might have shot this guy. I don't know. I think maybe the slasher charging these was a mistake because if I was him, I'd rather have shot them with the boomers. That might have been a mistake there. There was a drain life. But anyway, he hasn't done very well. I think that's just a spare dice, it's not wounds. Hasn't done well. He hasn't killed my Shamblers, which is absolutely catastrophic for the game. Because now, in my turn 5, the Wiltfather's knobbed off that way. The Unicorn's gone into this guy. The Bulls run off again. And the Shamblers are quite happy. So, I'm in a winning position. There we go. How do I heal? Oh, what? That's impossible. They had a million bazillion damage, which has now disappeared. I've only got heal 4, so I don't know how that's happened. He'll probably come back. There he is. I just moved it off. 9 damage. So he has healed. I think it was 11 before, so he's healed 2 off. There you go. It's just some pinches from against here. Alright, so this is turn 6, obviously. I didn't take a picture of the dice because rushing. Everything's moving forward. Last ditch attempt, but realistically, he's not going to get here unless it's turn 7, so they're going to smash off these guys. Everything's come in for double drain life and boomer flank. These guys have now got 3 tokens, so even though it looks like he's going to lose, he still gets 3 plus, and he's killed quite a lot, so it's going to be a good score. Yep, Kuslo realised he cannot escape, and he also cannot charge the bull because he's gone, so he turns back on the unicorn. Try and get some points before the Wiltfather's legged off, so the Shamblers die. So now he's turned, ready for a turn 7. He wavers my unicorn, which is pretty good. However, on my turn 6, the Earth Elementals come in. See what they can do. Unicorn backs off a bit for some inspiring. We then go into these boomers to block them off, and you can see the Wiltfather just hops over the woods. Nice little 6-inch move over the woods. Or 5-inch move. No, 10. I can go double, right? Do I go double? Where am I facing? That way. No, so I turn and go 5. Unless I cheat, which is likely. He's not going to die, frankly. He might. Yeah, it's going to be outside 12 and outside 14, so he's not going to get charged. Who knows? Anyway, Kuslo dies. And I double 6 them. Check out my dojo dice. Thanks, John Green Jr. So I double 6 these guys, so they're wavered. Woohoo! Bad times. But there is a turn 7, but there's not much point in a turn 7 because there's nothing you can do. So I think he just maybe finishes off these guys because there really isn't anything you can. Maybe a long shot on the bull. Not possible there. I haven't even put the bull on it. He's just sodded off. He is way over here. Way over here. Centaurs are dead. It's a 4-3 to me. And I think I get another 2 points for kills. There's quite a lot of his stuff's left alive, so I only get 2 points for kills. But I think he might... Well, no, I think it's a 2 on his side as well because the Wiltfather is so expensive. And Earth Elementals can poker. And Unicorn, I think it adds up. So we both get 2 points. So another 6-5. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff, for being such a patient opponent while I was running around like a mental. And we're going to the final game. Okay, on to game 3. So game 3, as we're wrapping up the tournament, was against one of my favourite players, Bob, who's very nice. If you're in the UK, Bob and Jan fame. And they run tournaments up in the north, and they came down with a contingent of their players, for which I am deeply grateful. I've managed to arrange the next Bullrun at a date they can't attend, and now my numbers are down. They're not there. Come on, guys. Bob, he likes to play Brock-heavy free dwarfs, but he bought something different to the Bullfight. This is what he bought. He bought a horde of shield breakers with a staying stone, and then 2 troops and a regiment of free dwarf rangers, the regiment being Hernius's hand-picked rangers, means they're stealthy and elite. I'd have been tempted to give them vicious, just to make them awful. Anyway, we have 2 regiments of free dwarf Brock riders, one with Mead of Madness, one with Brew of Haste, and both with Pathfinder. So can't quite wean himself off the Brocks just yet, which is sensible. 2 Mastiff hunting packs with throwing Mastiffs. A Dwarf Lord on Large Beast, he's the defense 6 fella with a Blade of Slashing. And then Sveri Egalax with his Wild Charge Aura for the Brock riders. Hernius the Hunter, who's got a special attack with the Skewer, which I think makes it 36 inches and crushing or piercing 3 or something. Anyway. And Bannock Colearm, who I've not seen a lot of. And I was surprised that it was him. when I charged him later, because I thought it was just a stone priest. I didn't really pay attention. I was a bit all over the place. Anyway, he's got loads of rules. I think he's probably better with things to surge, but maybe that's just me with the Forge Blessed thing. I don't know what it does. I should probably look it up before I do this battle report. Nah, let's just plow on in. So here's the terrain. This is a snowboard, as you can see. We've got 2 height 6 forests, a couple of height 3 hills. These aren't my best hills. I made these a long time ago. I need to remake them. As you can see, the snow effect is cracked, which is what happens if you follow tutorials by Carl Preslinski on YouTube. True story. They're also too high. Anyway, big height 6 house and a little height 6 weird thing. It's a face with 2 hands. Don't ask me, I just found a 3D print. Height 2 walls, height 2 walls, height 2 walls, and a single field at flat. We are playing Hold the Line, which is, if you've watched my recent battle report with Andy 2D6, it's that scenario where it's a bit like a mixture between Control and Dominate. So there is a 12-inch band across the centre of the battlefield, so 6 inches either way from the centre line, split into 3, like yay. The centre is worth 3, and the 2 sides are worth 2 each. Okay? So the person who is controlling the more points worth of section at the end of the game is the winner. I think this is on the way to becoming an official Mantic scenario, just FYI. And here's the deployment. So I have decided to go for... What have I done? Yes, so I'm going for this one and clearly this one, right? Because over here I've done... Again, I put my Beast of Nature down. I have no... Where's the air elementals? Oh, here's the elementals. So I am scared of shooting because I'm a coward. And what I'm thinking is I don't want him to scout forward with rangers and then shoot me on turn 1. So early doors, I was putting heavily down here to make him put loads of stuff over here, which worked. It did work. Okay, so I put down my air elementals thinking I can always just scoot off this way. But notice I put them far back because if that's 12 inches there, if he scouts forward with his rangers, he can then have a turn 1 shot on me, which I didn't want. So air elementals being squishy, I put them back. Less squishy, feathered guy. I think I put... Maybe I put these guys. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? What I was thinking at this point. Anyway, so Clayball Druid over here to support, be inspiring, all that kind of stuff. The Bulls in the middle, just because I didn't really know where to put him. And also, you know what to do about Bob's army. It's a good army, and I couldn't really... Anyway. Earth Elementals here, so they're going to be my strong centre-holding force, while these guys... hopefully clear up the Severian Brock threat on the right and we'll mop up the middle and then I'll win. That's the plan. As you poised to deploy like yay, as you can see. The Wiltfather's actually facing that way, but he's got a stupid club, which meant he couldn't really face the way he wanted to very often. So, scouting on. So there's been a little bit of scouting. Just a little bit of scouting here. And a lot of scouting here. I'm like, shoot my Wiltfather, please. I want something to heal. And then Bob won turn 1, which is not so great for me, but there you go. So everything chundered forward over here. So we have got... Have I put my other... I think I put my other... It's not on this shot. Yeah, the other centaurs are over there. That's relevant. As is... No, the bull's in the middle. So these guys came forward really far. Bull's here. That's very... Rangers like yay in a nice curve. The Tom Robinson curve. And everything else is pushing forward. These guys have held back for reasons. Don't know what those reasons are. No, that's not me. Maybe because they're so fast. So that's the shooting. So a disappointing round of first shooting. So he went on the target that he had no cover on, which is the Shamblers. 3 wounds. Boo-hoo. So that was disappointing. And so how did we respond? We moved forward. So... Conscious these guys are sweeping around, I've pushed forward because I really want to wipe out this centre and then turn to face. Okay, so I've got my Earth Elementals who can really come this way, Unicorn for support. The Bulls here just to keep them honest, both ways here. On the left here, I have decided to just push forward because actually him holding back his Brox has given me a window This unit is annoyingly unkillable, especially when it's on a wall. So all my Pathfinder doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to have to try and do some shenanigans with the air elementals to try and push through that. And that's what I do on the right-hand side. So over here, he put his bull right in front of his other units. So this is his Brox, and behind that is Severi. And the Brox are blocking this section completely. So if I manage to lock the bull in like this, I do 4 wounds, by the way, which is spectacular. These guys now can't move. They're stuck while the bull is there. The bull can't withdraw, because we're still playing with withdraw, big red book. He can't get out. He's too close, so I've managed to lock them in for a turn, which I'm pleased by. All those wounds disappear with a bit of heal. Now we're on to turn 2. So turn 2, as I said, these guys have come forward. They don't care because they're chaff. They're going to throw their dogs. This horde is resting merrily on a wall, saying, "Charge me, charge me." And he's got his Brox for second wave here, so that's a nice strong side there. He can have it. Over here, he took my advance and he brought some shooting guys up on a hill, and he sent one of them in to just hold up the Wiltfather over here. Little suicide run. And on the right-hand side, he counter-charged. So he shifted his rangers, his Brox to the left, and he brought Severi through, which is a really good move. You've managed to lock yourself up there. It's allowed him, so now he's actually got space to go if he wants to. 2 wounds there, so that's some shooting on to from the dog. That's the dogs, throwing dogs, and then more throwing dogs. The other dog went on the bull for 3 wounds. He's okay. Maybe that was throwing dogs. So what was the first one? Goodness gracious. Maybe it was fireball. Fireball from this dude. The special priest that I thought was just a flame priest. He's not just a flame priest. He's like super badass flame priest of doom. Anyway, those are throwing dogs onto the beast of nature. It's okay. Even better, the bull fluffed his roll. I think he only had 3 attacks still. Maybe he was ensnaring or something. I don't know. But 1 wound. So I stayed there for another turn, holding everyone back. Brill. 2 wounds in a row. The ranger troop was like super cool. 2 wounds. Outrageous. And so this was my response. So lots of bases here to show where things are, because my terrible hills meant that it was tricky to balance. So Beast of Nature came round here to look down the flank, because that's what Beast of Natures do. And I sent the air elementals just into the Brox, thinking, right, let's just hold you off. There's no way I can win against this horde. This is the scary one. Let's get rid of them. Strip their Thunderous. It's harder for them to kill me, and then I can come in with my Beast of Nature. This unit here is what this base is. So we're on the hill. Just a bit of blocking to stop them, basically, so they can't turn around. They are stuck there. They're going to get flanked if they don't kill it. They're obviously going to kill it in one go because they're ginormous, but there you go. The bull comes into these little chaps here, trying to wipe them out, so I can go and do nasty things next turn. And then over on the right-hand side, so counter-charge with the Wiltfather. And then this unit, no. This unit is the one here. So I go into the regiment there. My other unit, I simply turn to face off here, and I send the unicorn into these guys to try and stop them. So all the shooting is now nullified. I think the Earth Elementals, really, I should have pushed that way. Looking at this in hindsight, 2020 hindsight, I've got a handle on this situation. I do not have a handle on this situation. And this is going to come and bite me in the ass if I don't get things sorted. So just some little hindsight for you there. That's the healing of the damage off of the Wiltfather, who crushed them to tiny shreds and then turned yay. Ready to support. 2 wounds there. You're not shooting next turn. That is the other. So 7 wounds, even with Vicious. So I don't manage to kill those Rangers, but maybe next turn. And the Air Elementals do 6 wounds all by their lonesome. Again, let's see about next turn. Turn 3! Handily clasped within the hand of that statue. Isn't that cool? So this time he's had enough of the bull messing around, and Severi comes in to wipe out my centaurs once and for all. Okay, we get a counter charge here. These guys are facing this way, right? So they simply move up and then turn to face to allow the Dwarf King, Lord and Large Beast, rather, the 26 side to come into the Unicorn. Yeah, that's that. And he takes that charge, and he takes that counter charge, and he takes that counter charge, and these guys simply turn 180 degrees. Unfortunately, Air Elementals, no match for Brox. Even with the wounds that they had, the Air Elementals absolutely wiped out. And now I have a choice. Not much of a choice though, because he also kills the centaurs. So, yeah. Do I charge a horde in the face, Brock's in the face, or do I in fact fly off? I'll let you guess which one I do. 5 wounds from those rangers, but he's still okay just about. And that's something that I didn't think about. Very irritating. So, Dwarf Large Beast goes into Unicorn, because these guys moved out of the way. Overrun of 3 puts him into the flank of my Forest Shamblers. And of course, he manages it. So, good move. Straight into the flank of the Forest Shamblers. Those Shamblers I thought would last a turn against Rangers, now they are dead. So that was a good move. And the other Centaurs die, so it's all looking a bit painful. So what I do, and this is a mistake on my part as well, rather than just legging it off into over here somewhere, I think, oh look, a little Flame Priest. I bet I can kill him in one. Yeah, so it's a special, very special Flame Priest. He's got a 12-14 nerve, he's defense 5, and he hits like a truck. And I'm like, oh, whoops. Anyway, so I go into him, and then on the right-hand side, we decide, oh dear, right, we better get sorted here. So, oh wow, look, my Shambler survived. That's unexpected. So we have 7 wounds. Incredible, even with a flank from the king. So he clearly rolled like arse. So the Shambler survived and countercharged the king, which allows the Wiltfathers to come in to kill these rangers. So that's good news. The other guys come both into this troop here. So both the Earth Elementals and the Forest Shamblers probably overkill. I think these Earth Elementals still need to be over here. Because now these guys are going to come round. And they can just do what they want willy-nilly. If the Earth Elemental was where they should be here, they'd be a lot more cautious, right? And they'd be hanging back even more. There you go. Wow! What was that for? Was that my heal? 4. I think it might have been a heal. That's this heal roll, maybe? Yeah. Sad times. Clearly my dice have loved me so much. So 1 wound onto a badass over here. Only 3 wounds here, so we're not doing very well at all. We do, however, manage to... They're only 2 wounds, these rangers. We wipe out the ranger troop. Yay. And reform like this. So I instead of turning the Earth Elementals this way, I turn the Shamblers this way. I decide, okay, Shambler time. Alright. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, and the Dwarf Lord and Beast, I mean, it looks like he takes a few wounds, but not very many because he's defense 6. Still got this little fella hanging around. Turn 4. So here we are now. This is how the board looks. Not convinced I'm going to do this. So if you imagine the center of the board's down here. Right, like that-ish. This 2-point token is gone. So really, if Bob just sat there for the rest of the game, he would win. Right, realistically, because in 2 turns, everything I've got is slow. I'm not going to be able to kill this, so I've kind of lost. not to be a downer on it, Debbie Downer, but because I didn't think to really move across here, I didn't want this side anyway. So keeping him as long as possible over there was a good thing. Really, maybe I should have got the Beast of Nature over here or something, so that he had to keep turning. I should have been much more engaging over here. Silly me. So here he comes. Dun, da, 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 the cavalry. Here comes the cavalry. He's outside 12 inches. It's bad times for everyone. Yeah, other guys are turning around, coming in as well. Not my finest moment, if I'm honest. Those guys have turned around to face me and say hello. And a counter charge there from Super Flame Priest, who puts loads of wounds, 3 wounds, and then wavers. He rolls a 10, I guess, and wavers my Beast of Nature. So really, really bad news. It's not going well. There's a little chap in the flank there. He's put them up to 9 wounds. You can't see him, but he's definitely there. Oh no, he's not a little flank. It's the big guy and the little guy, all at the same time. 9 wounds for those Shamblers. I think they survive. So in my turn, I withdraw and turn. So I offer a flank. And in front, I'm just trying to hold them up. There's no point. We decide to kill the little guy because he's much more killable than this guy. And I turn these guys round, and I am going to surge with the Wiltfather. The Wiltfather is going to surge them into his rear. Which we do, and we kill him, but we don't kill that guy. He's on 4 wounds, which is horrific, because now I'm going to get a Dwarf Lord in the rear. I mean, what's your name? Sveri Egalax in the rear, which is exactly where you don't want a Sveri Egalax, let me tell you. So turn 5, there we go. So the choice I had here, after I killed the Dwarf Lord, I suddenly realised, because he's brought his Brox over, I've got a choice of a flank here, or one of them is going to rear charge me. So I decided to offer him a double flank instead. Choose your foe. And he chose to rear here and flank here. So I have played very, very poorly, very, very poorly. Everything is going to die. Boo-hoo me. There's the bull wandering off the claimer section all by his own self. That's the Beast of Nature's dead. Shamblers are dead. Shamblers are dead. Oh, I wavered him. How about that? Doesn't matter. So my turn 5. Earth Elemental's coming to the Horde. Really, there's not a lot I can do. Couldn't see anything else. Wiltfather into flank of these guys. And that's all the pieces I've got left, apart from this little chap doesn't have any damage spells. Got 1 attack, I think. So we kill him. Oh, I think he hexed. He hexed this Super Flame Priest man. So we managed to kill that Brox with my Wiltfather. On to turn 6. Wiltfather gets rear charge. Did I really leave a rear charge? Oh, no, I didn't, because he's facing the wrong way. He just moved over. Yeah, he's facing that way. Yay. No rear charge. They come into my Earth Elementals. These guys wander over here. He's won the game. 6 damage on them, but they're okay. And my counter charge with a bit of healing kills them. I managed to kill the Horde, which is ridiculous. Oh, they've got some damage. It's like 4 damage. How on earth did I manage that? Oh, because the Wiltfather came in. Okay. Alright. So the Wiltfather also joined in the charge. And so Wiltfather and Earth Elementals, we killed the Horde just in time for me to get no points. So don't think I get any. Do I get the centre? I've got 4 in the centre compared to his. How much are Brox? Let's go back all the way. It's going to take forever. I think it's 4 all. So I think no one gets the centre. I've started to go forward again now. Whoa! Dizzying! Mindscapes! Stop looking through. Look away. Look away briefly while this goes on. Sorry. He gets 2 for this section. No problem. And in the centre, I've got 4. And he's got 4, so it's a draw. So it's going to be 4-0 points-wise. And I think I get 3 for kills because, like, everything's dead. Especially his Horde. He's got a Lord. I get some points. Anyway, I finish about 12th. Bob does better. 12th out of 24. For this army, not really paying attention. I'll take it. I'll take it, boys and girls. This is with a Night Stalker player won it. Battle-wise, however, I am one of the few tournaments in the UK that has an overall prize. It's a crown. You win for your painting, sports, and battle combined, and that was won for the 2nd year running by Andy2D6, Andy Ransom. Let's look at the army. So the painting award is hotly contested. There's some beautiful Basileans and some more. Oh, there's also there's Heath's Brotherhood. Yeah, Green Lady. Which you will spot from my Battle Masters video. There are some Night Stalkers. I believe that's the winning Night Stalker army, battle-wise. I think he won battle with that army. Well done. There's a Legion of Bloodworms. Gross. Some beautiful samurai-themed guys there. Kinsmen, maybe. That is, I think it might be Rob. It is Rob, one of my close buddies who lives near me. He doesn't go to any tournaments and he plays Halfling, so great to see him and great to see them out. Little ladies riding walruses. That is the Ogre army we've already seen. Master Jeff. There is some. Oh, that's Simon's Mr. Dwarfs. There's Bob's Dwarfs. Look at him. Lovely. Just letting you know who he is. This was, I think, 2nd place in the painting awards. Really close. What a fantastic idea. These Rift Forged Orcs that a guy called Simon did. Beautiful basing. really sets them off so nicely. Very, very close. Only 2 points off best painted. There's some more dead. So yeah, it was a great day. I really enjoyed it. All those are another friend of mine who doesn't play many tournaments. Really great to see his dwarves out there. Some really old school, really cool dwarves. And there is Andy's army that nudged him into best overall position from his second place battle finish. So he had a storming tournament. Got 10s for his first 2 games, which is extraordinary. The last Ride of the Valkyries for his, whatever they're called, overpowered things that used to be speed 10, now speed 8 in Night Stalkers. I've forgotten what they're called. It's not important. So yeah, as you can see, some beautiful armies. Really, really nice, high standard. Some really, really cool miniatures. You don't do display balls very often here in the UK. You also see my lovely battlefields, by the way, in these photographs. I hope you like them. If you don't, tough. There's another highly placed army. Sidebrand playing his herd. Yeah, that's the best. So this army won best painted, so it's really dramatic. It's Russell, who you would have seen on this channel a number of times. So really dramatic, very, very cool minis. It's all 3D printed. Very, very cool. So that was his goblins, all troll goblins. He didn't do badly, to be honest. Beautiful trees there, look at those, love those. Really, really cool. That also scored very highly in Hobby. There's Dan King with his Force of Nature. Dirty, dirty. Greater Earth Elementals. And these were the bulls, so I was really pleased to have some really cool bulls out with the army. Some really, really amazing models. I really loved some of these models. Close up there, so the reason that this matches the avatar of the father within the army that it's in. So some brilliant Minotaurs. I took these photographs in half a second because I was busy totting up the scores. So apologies for them being a little bit blurry, but they are really cool, and I was so pleased and really grateful to people. This was the winning Minotaur, which I don't know how to tell you, but it's a beautiful miniature. I took a terrible photograph of it. I can only apologize, but it was really, really nicely done. Very, very cool. But I think that's the end of my tournament. It is. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed this battle report, and we will see you very soon, hopefully, for another one. Ta-ta!